I've been asked to speak about the impact on industry in Kerala, and specifically about the opportunities once we get reconciled to this idea about COVID. I wouldn't say post-COVID, because I don't think this is going to go away just like that. And in fact, I think one of the biggest problems of COVID is the fact that even it is very clear our authorities in Delhi as well as in most states haven't yet understood the fact that we are going to have to live with this health versus wealth trade-off, this between the economy and this kind of binaries. Seeing this situation in these binaries is part of the problem. So we have these extreme things like lockdowns, and they're going to be oscillating between one and the other, and we are finding that we are really not getting anywhere. So I think the context is that we are not dealing with something which is going to pass. It's not like some bad dream which is going to pass. It's going to be part of our lives. So how do we, so that is very important when we're thinking about a post, kind of situation. It's not like we do reset and everything goes back to some kind of normal. I don't think there's going to be any kind of normal. Second point I want to make is, I wasn't here during Mr. K.M. Chandrasekhar's presentation, but from what I understand, I have from my study of the industrial development of the last 3 decades, the untold story of Kerala's industrialization is the growth of strong, nationally and globally competitive MSMEs in the last, particularly which have started in the last 3.5 decades. And many of them have grown from startups with 50,000 rupees and a few lakhs startup capital to global scale today, employing thousands of people and competing nationally and globally. My company is one of them. Today, my company, for instance, employs 1,400 people. And this list includes, and I'm talking only about manufacturing enterprises, not IT, not tourism, not all the things for which Kerala is normally understood and identified with. I'm talking about only manufacturing enterprises. For instance, India's most efficient steel casting unit is in Kerala. India's top, electronics hardware exporter is located in Kerala. India's top medical diagnostics manufacturer is located in Kerala. India and in fact Asia's top dental prosthetics manufacturing company is located in Kerala. India's top blood bag manufacturing, in fact the world's one of the world's leading manufacturing plants, single location manufacturing plants, is located in Kerala. Like this, I'm looking at about 50 such companies for my 4th book, and I'm the evidence is a related point is, I'm convinced from what I see that COVID is also going to be a transition point for moving away from large integrated manufacturing facilities and large integrated commercial entities as companies which are not going to be resilient, to use they don't possess that elusive quality which Nassim Taleb called anti-fragility. They're unable to manage uncertainty. And what we are going to have to learn to live with is increasing doses of uncertainty. And the pandemic is only going to be one of them. There are so many other factors about it. The next point, which is related, which I have to say is, manufacturing will be the way to go for manufacturing, and for which Kerala is particularly suited. The most resilient form is dispersed manufacturing. From the Industrial Revolution till recently, the whole effort has been, all technology, manufacturing technology has been oriented towards integrating manufacturing. Now we will have to look at disintegrating manufacturing, because technologies are now available, both on the management platform level as well as at the engineering level. For instance, additive technologies like 3D printing. This can be done in decentralized locations. And as well as you can do assembly. You can have component manufacturing in centralized facilities and do the assembly and the architecting and the assembly into finished products in decentralized. So the third important concept which I say is dispersed manufacturing. And the essential thing which dispersed manufacturing needs is dispersed urbanization. Because as the late President APJ Abdul Kalam and Professor Indireshan said, what MSMEs need is urban amenities in rural areas. And Kerala is ideal because it's like a semi-urban, semi-rural setup from Kasaragod to Kalikavla. So this entire thing, we have dispersed urbanization, which has almost reached 50% of, we have the highest urbanization rate in India today. And our urbanization rate is almost matching that of China's. And this is dispersed. We have 7 cities of more than 1.5 million population in this state. But we don't have one mega urban kind of cluster. That's ideal for this kind of MSMEs. And then the one issue which was mentioned was about returning Pravasis. I believe that rather than look on it as a big problem, we should look on it as actually a tremendous opportunity. We are going to get back people in the basic skills which are required by any growing society, which is you need plumbers, you need electrician, you need construction workers, you need sanitation workers, etc. Here are people coming back who have worked with the most modern equipment in the systematically managed companies in large enterprises, and they are going to come back and they're going to be available for local industry to use. What we need is a bunch of entrepreneurs here who learn how to use them. So we need aggregators who can like you need an Uberization of these kind of skills. You need an Uberization of pools of trained people who can be deployed in different. And finally, the thing is, Kerala must focus on clusters. We have been talking about clusters for a very long time. I've been, ever since as far back as I can remember, after I started my company in Kerala, we've been talking about clusters. I haven't seen a single cluster coming up here in Kerala. And I think the problem is because we're waiting for the government to do something. I think we should just forget about the government doing anything. Whichever is the government in place, it's just a waste of time. The industries department has absolutely no clue about what are really the needs of industry. The good news is these 50 companies which I'm studying don't need the industries department, don't need the state planning board, don't need any policy. They just need to be left alone and they will do a good job. Have a clear regulatory framework, have simple rules, and then you'll be able to, have a good industry which can, a good environment, a good ecosystem for MSMEs to work. So I will end by saying this. Actually, Kerala, for a long time, I have been feeling is the best situated state in India to become the Taiwan of India or the South Korea of India. In fact, not the best, I would say it is the only state, because every other state now is running up against what Amartya Sen and Jean Dries called the limits of growth. Because of the criminal neglect of human capital, none of them are going to be able to push beyond the boundaries where they've already reached. They cannot go because they don't have the human capital. Now, Kerala is the only state which has not only not done that, but has earned the praise. And just look at this. Now we add to all these, HDI and these human development angles, which have been celebrated by a few, but mostly neglected by most of us. It's added to that is the fact that it has been shown that where governance is effective, like for instance, in the health department here, and the public health services effectiveness, Malayalis here were discovering about the efficiency of the government here after reading the MIT technology report by Sofia Falero. And that was when they discovered about the fact that contact tracing was being done in Pathanamthitta by some doctor after reading something written in MIT. So here we are going to be discovering the fact that, and that is a very big thing. A public health service which is functioning, which is delivering safe public places, delivering a level of confidence of the public and visitors that if we go to Kerala, we are going to be safe. This is a good place to live in. It's also a good place to work in. I think the time for Kerala has come, and let us not snatch defeat from the jaws of victory by sleeping on it. And I'm saying, let us not wait for government to do anything. The entrepreneurs of this state must wake up. They will have no one but themselves to blame if they don't seize this opportunity. Thank you.